The Bitcoin bull run is not over. I'm going to talk about that with you guys because we have a lot more upside to look forward to, in my opinion, and a lot more profit to be made for all of us, right? So, before I do get started, I want to say two announcements real quick. So, Dead Trees. I am working on a music production on the side. I want to start creating. This has nothing to do with Blue Fund trading. It's just something that I want to start working on the side and see how it goes. I'm not going to focus too much on the image. I just want to focus on the actual content for it. It's going to be trap music for the most part with a lot of really good beats. And I'm going to be creating all the beats and all of the lyrics. It's just something to look forward to. I'm still in the early process of learning the software I'm using, but I'm looking forward to it. And um, the website bluefundtrading.com, I do have, if you guys haven't noticed, a tab on there for learning to trade. That's something I'm working on the side as well. There's gonna be two categories of content for fresh beginners and for traders that already have experience. I'm just focusing. I'm trying to finish the beginner side of it. I think it's going to be very, very helpful for new traders. And then once I'm done with that, I'll get the more experienced section of it done as well. But yeah, guys, that's just something that I'm working on. Those two things right there. So I look forward to it. It gets me very excited to uh, start a new skill and create more content and you know yeah, have fun with it as well. But yeah, Bitcoin bull run. You guys already know. You guys already know that if you guys been watching for a while, you know that for a while now I've been tracking this area up here. I'm looking forward to, and I strongly believe that Bitcoin has a lot more upside to go. This is my conservative um, bull market high area, somewhere between 115,000 and 150,000. Now, Bitcoin can easily go up to like 180, 200,000. That's very much possible. But this is just my own personal bull market top conservatively. This is an area I'm really, really looking forward to, especially somewhere between 130 and 150,000. And I want to just talk about, I'm not going to go over too much on the technicals, but I will towards the end of the video go over some of this short-term price action. But we got to keep in mind, and I want to talk to you guys on why I believe the bull market is not over just yet. The first one is just time, right? We know that the bull market cycle at the end, the last year of the bull market cycle, even though this time around there's a whole lot of different, it's a whole different environment than previous bull market cycles. But in this one, we have, we're still early. We have so much time to look forward to with still progressing through 2025, the last year of this bull market cycle. And there's always going to be a ton of crazy articles popping up, analysts being bearish, analysts being bullish. There's an article, I couldn't find it, but I think it's from Cointelegraph. It's some short-term stuff, analysts warning people about liquidity under 100k, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit because it makes sense with my own chart as well. It kind of backs it up. but um but there's a lot of mixed news. But we know that we're still early in this last year. It's still too early, just time based. But besides that, we know that I'm gonna go on the Tether, BTC, Bitcoin, Tether US chart because I don't have anything drawn on here. But basically, if we already did top in this market back here when we first went over 100k and we broke over like 109,000 briefly for a little bit and almost reached 110k. The thing is, when we came down, we never had aggressive drops. Very, if it was the bull market and we topped out, I would be expecting volume to exit out of Bitcoin extremely fast. I would expect all of these supports to be broken very quickly. I would expect to not have this quick, sharp, bullish kind of corrections as we trend downward. I would expect just a lot more red than a healthy mix of red and green. it's just there's no evidence that the bull market or the bulls have basically completely exited out of this bull cycle. We don't see aggressive volume to the downside. We're not seeing let me see if I can go on the 1 week chart. I think I might be able to show you guys something here. Let's see. So unlike back here, right? We have this this bull market cycle where we go up, we come down pretty sharply. We were still in one, and we held the bigger picture support quite well. And we continue to push up higher. Then when the bull market did end, we saw aggressive dips, but like we didn't have like a dip and then like short term recovery and then a continuation. No, we had a dip, barely any recovery, just continuation of weekly losses that don't show a shortness in volume. When it's such a short, the volume when it minimizes, it just quickly builds up again to the bearish side and it continues falling. And we never get a healthy correction upward, a bullish correction to fill in, you know, in at this time it would be like we never had a proper retracement filled, and instead we just continue to see bearish volume fill. Unlike now, where we start rallying higher, we're getting close to the previous all-time high, then we consolidate. We have very nice like bullish, like we all of these weeks we never had a increasing bearish volume. We had it minimize, increase a little bit, minimize, just sort of balancing itself out, and then we had a proper like multi-week correction to the upside to show that there is still bullish momentum there. And then we came down quickly. This one was quick recovery upward, and then again consolidate for a while, chopping it sideways until we push up much higher. If this was the end, then I would expect, you know, we would have just seen a continuation of bearish volume increase, like especially right here where it tried recovering and then the bears took over, and we had a little bit of a dip, a deeper dip. Then the bearish volume did not continue increasing. Instead, we came up much higher. Now there is fear. There is, and it's valid because I mean, it makes sense. But I'm gonna defend it at the same time. But right here, we had a big jump and then a big dip, quick recovery up, slightly breaking over the previous high very slightly before falling down aggressively. Are we seeing that here, right? Where we come up, quick dip down, quick recovery higher, make a slightly higher high from here. Does this mean that that's it? We're gonna start falling down? Absolutely, it absolutely could repeat the same way. But here's how I'm gonna defend it. What we have right now is a high interest rate environment. We have tariffs that are making it difficult for the Federal Reserve to lower rates. Um, we have this suppressed environment where liquidity isn't being flown into risk on assets, technically speaking, as much as we would like it to, due to the suppression that we have in the macroeconomic world right now. So what does that mean? Well, we've been seeing this happen for a while. We've been seeing tariffs pick up right here. We come down and we still hold strength. We didn't continue to push down lower aggressively. Instead, the price continues to hold itself very well. And we still have this environment happening. Nothing has really changed besides tariffs being delayed, interest rate, meetings with the Fed saying that they're not in a hurry, they're willing to wait, and regardless, we still have a big recovery that made a new all-time high. So what does that mean? That says that there's still a lot of bullish interest in Bitcoin, and we're still in the same environment, which means we're still early in the year. We're not even like halfway through the year yet, and we still have a lot of this bullish volume that's picking up, right? So, with that being said, once this macroeconomic scary tariff interest rate environment begins to soften and risk on assets become more attractive, and liquidity starts flowing into the market a lot easier. Well, that's just gonna be a that's just gonna be the key to push Bitcoin much higher. So yeah, it's just time based, and primarily macroeconomic based. Bitcoin has a lot to look forward to, and there's still a lot of background adoption going on. I mean, it's incredible, and I'm trying to keep a close eye on GameStop because I know GameStop doubled down their investment, and there's still a lot more interest in it. It's crazy, and we have a lot of these crypto laws that are beginning to blossom. So there's just a lot to look forward to. It's too early, and there's just a whole lot of stuff developing that right now seems negative, but it will prep us for a positive future. At least that's how I look at it. So let's talk about the short term real quick. My view has not changed. So you guys already know. We it looks like we're pretty much maxed out this area, very shallow. Unlike the last time we came down into support, we came up into resistance into the retracement area in orange. We maxed it out very well, and then we continued to, we confirmed the bearish trend. We continue to come down lower. We're in support. This time around, the price came up into the resistance very shallow before breaking micro supports down here and right here, and creating a little bit of a new low when it comes to, this uptrend that we've been having. The short-term uptrend is now a bearish trend. We have new lower lows and lower highs forming. But here's the interesting thing that we still want to keep an eye on, right? Because this is going to make sense on rather or not, and this will prove to you guys, or show you guys why I'm still looking at this purple area as a bigger picture higher low before we can potentially start finally going to much higher prices. So we definitely have bullish momentum confirmed, right? We made a new all-time high. We broke all these resistances, and there's just a lot of money flowing to Bitcoin. We're now finally getting a solid downtrend structure. What that means is if we can get a proper retracement right here, for the price can come down into here. This, to me, I'm gonna be treating this personally as a amazing, great buying opportunity, especially if it breaks below 95K, and I'll just be accumulating as it comes down until it finds a bottom, slowly accumulating, DCAing into a bit of a ideally a multi-month long swing trade is what I want to try to do with that, so we go much higher. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Bitcoin confirmed the downtrend by breaking this swing low, and bearish momentum was expected. We couldn't really reach the all-time high once again. Price came down. So far, it's not really fair to say that we're going to continue straight down right away, because technically we did break below support down here. Price broke below the 120 moving average, but it didn't hold below it much. And now it's trying to recover up a little bit. Although, even though anyone would like to take small long positions right here to try to maximize a potential one more pump before it drops, there's still opportunity, right? In my opinion, you can use the low right here as a SL if you want to be more like flexible with it. You can even set it at a previous swing low, a stop loss, and take a small position and try to sell it at the next, still what is a retracement area, because this area is still valid until we break below, this swing low. If we break below the swing low, in my opinion, I could say this one, but if we break below this one, in my opinion, there's going to be a lot of bearish momentum building, and I wouldn't be surprised if we come down between 100,000 and 102,000. I think it's just extremely possible. 103,000 is very possible as well, because that's a significant important low, but I don't think it's as strong as 100,000 between 102,000 to take a potential short term, bounce bullish recovery before it comes down and then finally goes much higher. right? That's what I'm thinking right now, right? That's for a small bullish recovery trade. We can use, let's say the price does come down from here, we can use a simple retracement to find a sell point. Um, but that's if it comes down. So far, we don't have an important support being broken just yet, and of course, the RSI has not bottomed out yet, which means even though there's still opportunity for one last little bullish trade before the price comes down, um, to a very deep discounted level. Even though that's very much possible, I'm just not. I'm just being very very cautious, and I want to express my caution with you guys because um, we're starting to break micro supports. Micro supports are breaking. This is creating bearish momentum in the background. Yes, one more little pump is possible, although with this new micro support being broken and the price comes down below the 120 moving average, the RSI couldn't bottom out, which means there's plenty of room for the bears to continue to do their thing before the bulls can take over. So I guess to summarize it, what I'm trying to say is there's nothing wrong with taking small and long positions right here, with a tight stop loss at a previous swing low to maximize any more potential upside, as long as you're not being greedy and you're being very strict with when you're selling. It can be anywhere between like 107 and 107 to 108.5k, very much possible. And then you set your stop loss and you're good. Just let it run. If your stop loss gets hit, you can conserve capital, come down into this area. But I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill because I believe so far we're still, we don't have bullish confirmation. We don't have a clear bullish confirmation that a bottom is in. Um, I really want to see. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen a proper correction in the Bitcoin price. We have very overextended Bitcoin, no proper correction just yet. Proper correction will be in this purple area, so I'm still biased towards that until the price can break over this swing high and make a little bit of a smaller picture high where it creates imbalances, any support areas or retracement area from the move up that we can use as support to confirm a potential, bullish continuation. But that's just, in my opinion, much less likely until it happens. Until it happens, I'm just keeping it simple. I'm looking at lower prices. I'm looking at, I'm being very cautious with how high I think Bitcoin will go in the short term before we continue to go down lower. But regardless, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of short-term bearish evidence than bullish, and we're still in an overall downtrend. We're still in an overall downtrend. We're not able to. We don't have enough momentum to break through this retracement much, so bearish momentum is still there. I'm just gonna be waiting. I'm gonna conserve capital to deploy in this purple area because this is, in my opinion, is a very very good deal. And I'm just not gonna fall into FOMO. I'm not gonna fall into hype at right now at this time. But yeah, hopefully this video made sense, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.